hope. For the only two 5-1 teams, the Buccaneers and the Colts, hope means dreaming of the Lombardi Trophy in February. For the 1-5 teams and the lone 0-6 team, it usually means hoping for a top 5 draft pick and the chance to land the next Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. For some franchises, that cycle has become all too familiar. Hope. The offseason was filled with hope for the Jets. Aaron Glenn said, "We're the freaking New York Jets. We're built for this shit." Well, are you? You've been in games, but the team hasn't shown much life. You're the only winless team in the league, and somehow a team with just one more win has already fired its head coach. That seat is getting a little warm. Time may be running out already. What does hope mean for Brian Callahan? It means not wasting that 5-year multi-million-dollar contract and praying that a team might one day take you back as a coordinator. Not every coordinator is meant to be a head coach, after all. I had hope when the Rams went 3-13 in 2007. I thought it could not get any worse. Then I had hope in 2008 when they went 2-14. I thought it couldn't get any worse. Then I had hope in 2009 when they went 1-15. I thought it couldn't get any worse. And eventually, I was right. All it takes is one magical moment. Sean McVay joining the Rams, Dan Campbell transforming the Lions, Drew Bledsoe getting hurt and giving that 6th-round rookie, Tom Brady, a shot. Maybe the Jets find their franchise QB next year, and it all comes together. Maybe the Titans get a new head coach, and Cam Ward lives up to his draft status. You never know with the NFL, and that's the reason to hope. Me, I'm hoping for a great episode. Welcome to Gridiron Thunder. He would be Kevin, the producer, the Dr. Otaku, but he's not here. Kevin is sick. I'm hoping he feels better. I hope he feels better as soon as possible. But he can't be in this episode. So let's talk some football. It's gonna be a little bit of a funky episode. You know, I'm gonna be talking, and I honestly don't know if I've talked to myself for this long before. Will I go crazy? Will you join me on my descent into madness? Yeah, let's see. All right. Luckily, there's not very much news to catch up on this week. Some people are coming back from injuries, Mike Evans. I'll talk about it when we get into the games, but that's really all that's out there right now. Nothing ground-shaking, nothing groundbreaking. What is exciting to look forward to is trade season. The trade deadline is coming up. Could be spicy. All right, but what we do first here at Gridiron Thunder is we go through the top newsworthy games of the previous week before we jump into the others from the previous week. Sorry, others. Be more entertaining, Matter more, It's on you. It is, truly. It's just on you. Be the difference you want to see. Then we jump ahead to Week 7. My God. Week 7's already coming. I love it. Some international games. Oh, it's the last London game this week. No. I love some early morning Sunday football. And then the Week 7 games that we want to watch from the main Sunday slate, the Gridiron Guarantee. And yes, we're still going to do the Gridiron Super Fast Super Parlay. Don't worry. We're a few off every week. That's why they play the game, right? I mean, if the favorites won, what's the point? So yeah, let's get into it. The top newsworthy games. I mean, where else could we start? Where else could we possibly start than the Lions getting shellacked by the Chiefs? Ooh, the Chiefs are back. Not good for the rest of the league. No, it's not. Boring for a lot of people. You know what? I've said it on the show before. I'm over the Lions. They're America's team. They're the underdog. Maybe like the first year of Dan Campbell. I said it. There. Come get me. No, I like the Lions a lot. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. I love me some Sam Laporta. I like Jared Goff. As a Rams fan, it's hard for me to think that he's going to be the person to win them a Super Bowl. But I think he'll at least get you a playoff win every single year. And what's wrong with that? Nothing at all. And especially if the team is so good around him, which it typically has been. What's failing, though, is that secondary. They are missing DBs, and now they got a suspension from Brian Branch, their safety. It's not good. What happened after the final play, Brian Branch claims that he had a rough block that wasn't completely legal, sure. But after the final play happened, he's walking by Patrick Mahomes, who goes up for a handshake. He brushes it off. Patrick Mahomes still kind of like grabs his arm, pats him on the back. Juju Smith-Schuster's right in front of him. Did he say something to Brian Branch? Maybe. But immediately, Brian Branch just decks him right in the face. And that starts an all-out brawl. You know, Travis Kelce's getting old because he just watched it. But no, it was a lot of people. The only person that was suspended was Brian Branch for one game. And we'll talk about it when we get into the Week 7 previews. But that hurts. That hurts a defense that's already missing pieces. And Patrick Mahomes took advantage of that. I mean, they don't have Rashee Rice yet. They get him this week. Rashee Rice is back. The Chiefs' offense is back. And you know what never left? Speaking of the 3-13 Rams to the 2-15 Rams to the 1-5, yada yada, the 3-2 Rams win seasons, guess who was their head coach for a couple of those seasons? Steve Spagnuolo. Sometimes coordinators aren't supposed to be head coaches. They just aren't. But he's definitely one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. He was able to stop the Lions offense. I mean, what are you going to do? The Chiefs are back. Never doubted him, not me. No, I did say this was going to officially be the year where playing all those extra games year after year after year, going to 3 Super Bowls in a row, was finally going to catch up to him. Rest matters in the NFL. Rest matters. I did doubt him. And to be fair, I did say I just thought they would be a 10-win team this year. Still got a ways to go. But they're looking good. They're looking like they're back. Is it going to be Chiefs-Bills AFC Championship? Chiefs-Colts? Chiefs-Patriots? Right, let's keep talking. The Eagles, oh baby. Dart, Scatterboo. My saviors, Big Blue. Looking at you, Scatterboo. Yes, the juggernaut himself, Cam Scatterboo. How? How is he doing it? 3 touchdown performance? You kidding me? Speaking of such a great defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, for the Eagles, again, one of the greatest defensive coordinators of all time, Vic Fangio, maybe his worst game as a defensive coordinator. Without Malik Neighbors, Dart and Scatterboo were able to operate against this Eagles defense that was missing Jalen Carter, missing Quinyon Mitchell. That's big. It matters when you miss pieces like that. Especially Jalen Carter, who I think might be a Jenga piece. If you don't know what a Jenga piece is, it means, yes, you're able to miss some pieces and still put together a good performance. But if you take out that one piece, it all falls down. Jalen Carter is that good. But man, Dart and Scatterboo, they're the stories. They are the stories. It is an infectious energy that the New York Giants have with Dart and Scatterboo on the field. When you look at his intangibles, he's not that fast. He's not at all. Some people were saying he was going to be a fullback in the NFL. Right now, it's looking like he can be a starting running back, maybe like a top 10 starting running back. I won't go too crazy. It's kind of crazy already, but he's not that fast. He's not that quick. But what he is willing to do is go out there and just try to give himself CTE as fast as possible. And he's teaching Dart to do it too. There's a play where Dart is going out of bounds, but he kind of tries to truck a defender. But what he does is he just immediately puts his head down, which is spearing. Like, most likely he probably should have gotten a penalty for that play because you can't lead with the top of your helmet spearing. It's a thing. And also, do you want CTE, man? That's how you're going to get CTE. It really, really is. So yes, I love the play style of Scatterboo. It's just I don't think we're going to be watching him in 2028. If he's playing like this, it's not going to be a long career. That's what happens for these players who play that rough. Cam Newton's entire career. Get down, man. Learn when to avoid hits. Learn how to avoid hits in a safe way while still getting as much yardage as possible. Look at the game we just talked about. Patrick Mahomes is a master of it. He even got into so much trouble because he was kind of faking people out that he was just kind of running out of bounds and then would get a few more yards. You gotta stop that. But man, what about the Eagles? What about Jalen Hurts? What about A.J. Brown? Speaking of trade deadline candidates, where's A.J. Brown going? He's not happy. What about the Buffalo Bills? A.J. Brown? Yeah, the Chiefs wouldn't be happy about that, would they? I think they would move A.J. Brown over Devonta Smith as well. If, again, maybe that happens, maybe it doesn't. But A.J. Brown could potentially be a trade deadline target. especially if the Eagles lose one or two of their next upcoming games. I mean, how quickly is the seat going to get hot for Nick Sirianni? Philadelphia fans, they don't put up with stuff at all. They really don't. It's one of those markets where if you're bad and things aren't getting fixed, and yes, we won Super Bowls, however, we also saw the collapse that you had 2 years ago when you were supposed to be one of the better teams. And then you finish the season on like a 5-game lose streak and then lose in the first round of the playoffs. We've seen it. Nick Sirianni. Some people just don't believe that you're one of the best coaches in the NFL. Why? It's just a vibe? Or is it that you lack that je ne sais quoi? Excuse my vernacular. Because where's the inventiveness? Where's the true identity? There are Eagles players saying that they don't have a true identity. There's some Eagles players out there that are saying we're too predictable. That's not good. Last time I heard the predictability with the Rams was when they had Jeff Fisher as the head coach. Some Celsius. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Anyways, Jeff Fisher. All right. Yes, Todd Gurley said that Jeff Fisher was running a high school offensive playbook. Great time. Great time in Rams history. Anyways, let's keep moving. The number 3 most newsworthy game that happened in week 6, according to Gridiron Thunder. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell. I don't know what YouTubers say. Do the things. Thank you. Bills Falcons. Bills, do not lose that game. But you did. You did, and it didn't look good. I think I want to take this time to talk about trios. Some of the greatest teams in NFL history were because of trios. Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce. Okay? The Cowboys, they had Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin. When you have a good QB, a good receiver, and a good running back, your entire offense is able to be unlocked as long as you're able to just fill out with just average players around them. Some offenses go to the next level, great echelon turf, because one of those extra pieces was Torrey Holt. Get him into the Hall. You look at the Lions in the NFL right now. Jared Goff, good. QB. Jahmyr Gibbs, one of the best. Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the best. Their offense is able to be unlocked because you don't know where it's hitting you. And then you supplement with a weapon like Sam Laporta. There you go. Perfect. The Falcons won this game because of their trio. Michael Penix Jr. was not the QB who made mistakes in this game. Josh Allen made mistakes in this game. Bijan Robinson. 170 yards rushing. Going up the sideline for 81 yards. Drake London. 150 yards. He is Penix's number one read on basically every single play. He's looking to see if London's open. If London's not open, he has to think. Because if London's open, he's just throwing the ball, and that's what he wants to do on every single passing play. It's clear that's what Penix wants to do. And London's the type of receiver who can take advantage. 6'4", good weight, good moves. He's got it. And the Buffalo Bills defense couldn't keep up. They could not keep up. Are the Bills frauds? Are they frauds? Let's take a look at who they have beaten this year. They won against the Ravens. That was a good week 1 game. No lie. That was a much stronger Ravens team. If they had won right now, that'd be very questionable. But there are other wins. The New York Jets, arguably the worst team in football. The Miami Dolphins, they have 1 win this season. The New Orleans Saints, they have 1 win this season. And then they lost to the Patriots and they lost to the Falcons. Besides that week 1 Ravens win, which they won by 1 point, they don't have a statement win yet. They got the Panthers coming up. They got the Chiefs, the Dolphins, Buccaneers, Texans, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Browns. It's going to be fascinating watching who these Bills actually are. And I do think they are missing somebody that Josh Allen can really rely to and just chuck the ball up in the air and say, I know somebody's got me down there. Like how Penix can chuck the ball up to Drake London. Like how Stafford can chuck the ball up to Puka Nacua. Like how Joe Flacco can chuck it up to Jamar Chase. It's just, what a season so far. The Patriots might honestly win this division. Crazy to think how we've gotten here. All right. The number 4 most talked about game from this past week. The Hawks and the Jaguars. We knew it coming in. We saw that main Sunday slate. And we circled it. We said, that's the one. The Hawks are for real. The Hawks are for real. They beat Jacksonville Jaguars 2012. And that's with the Jags coming off a statement win against the Chiefs. But are the Hawks better than the Chiefs? They have one of the league's lowest passing rates, which is crazy because Jackson Smith-Njigba leads the league in receiving. 162-yard game for JSN. He catches one deep ball per game. Guaranteed. Lock it in. Lock it in. Plus, the Hawks may have one of the best defenses in the entire NFL. Mike McDonald, it's coming together. Props to you. It's looking good. Because the Jags have weapons. They showed it. And again, going back to Steve Spagnuolo, it's not like they didn't have a game plan for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Sam Darnold was able to do exactly what they needed. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he was able to rely on him. Kenneth Walker and the offensive run game continues to be the weak point if you were to point it out, even though the offensive line is decent. And then on the flip side, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, they were pretty much stifled. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, his box score looks okay, and there was one ticky-tacky call on Travis Hunter where he was offsides, and sure, I guess, technically, which Trevor just moonballed a pass down the sideline, and it got tipped, and then Brian Thomas Jr. caught it, and then he ran in for a touchdown, 80-some yards, and it was amazing. I was jumping up and down. It was a beautiful play. It got taken back because of that offsides, which that would have been a lot, if not most, of the entire Jaguars' offensive production. So it got taken away. What are you going to do? Sometimes you come up against a brick wall. Brian Thomas Jr. looked better, but we still need to see more from him. We really do. Devin Lloyd is injured as well. Looks like he's going to be missing the international game that they have coming up against the Rams. That's a big deal. Devin Lloyd was looking like a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. What are you going to do? That's the game. I feel like everybody's injured this year. It's been rough for any of the people out there who play fantasy. I'm with you. My first two picks were CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, and then Omarion Hampton. But what are you going to do? All right. The 49ers versus the Bucs. I put this down as the 5th most newsworthy game from last week. And I did because there's a few reasons. Baker Mayfield, I think, is the front runner for MVP right now. I thought maybe Josh Allen, but after this past week, it's Baker Mayfield. What he's doing, and especially without the weapons that are all hurt on his team. Speaking of injuries, Mike Evans, Mika Egbuka. I also drafted him. Pray for me, pray. Bucky, Godwin, Evans. Man, but they're fine. Tristan Wirfs came back. It's not a problem for Baker Mayfield. You know where the injuries are an issue? For the 49 IRs. Every year. I was watching the Monday Night Football game with a 49ers fan, and I was just picking his brain. And he thought it was because Kyle Shanahan is just pushing his players too hard and too much, which I don't think that's what happened. I think he's a really good head coach because, he is. We can see it. And they know how to push their players. But it is kind of a fun narrative when you look at, Christian McCaffrey and the way he's basically carrying that offense. And it's like, is Kyle Shanahan just on the sideline you will get back in there. No rest. You will catch this third down screen pass. And then on first down, you will catch a dump off. You will do it. CMC. Next, we will sacrifice Kendrick Bourne's knees to keep you healthy. But yes, a lot of 49ers fans that I've talked to are thinking that the other injuries are sacrifices to Christian McCaffrey to keep him healthy. It's fun. I don't know. It's fun. It's just superstition. Right. Fred Warner, though, man. That hurts. He's a Jenga piece. Losing Nick Bosa is one thing. Losing Fred Warner is another thing. And with D. Winters looking so good, too. It looked like they had a nasty linebacker duo with both of them. Ugh, you just hate to see it. All right. The last newsworthy game from this past week. Stay with me. The Titans, hang on. Let me finish. And the Raiders. Hold on. It's the first head coach firing. How could it not be newsworthy? Brian Callahan is fired. It's what losing to Geno Smith does to a mother. It's not good. They lost 20-10. Ashton Genty played okay. Cam Ward was still technically the passing leader. Geno Smith had another interception. Ugly game. Ugly game. On both sides. Talking to a few Titans fans, they were expecting Brian Callahan to get fired weeks ago. He was already living on borrowed time. This is a quick firing by week 6. Yeah. And like I said at the top of the show, he did sign a 5-year multi-million-dollar contract, I think $3 million a year. I don't feel too bad. For that guy. But still, what are the Titans going to do? Typically, when you have an interim head coach come in, you get a bump. The team rallies around the interim head coach. They got the bad energy out of the building. They got the bad vibes out of the building. I don't really see that happening with the Titans. I just don't. I'm just confused how they built their roster. It's where's their strength? What are they building around? They brought in L'Jarius Sneed, who hasn't really worked out. They have Jeffrey Simmons on the interior defensive line, who's being talked about as a potential trade candidate. You have Calvin Ridley, who you brought in. Where's the homegrown talent? Really? Hopefully it's Cam Ward. Hopefully it is. Tajay Spears hasn't really worked out. Tony Pollard's not the long-term answer. Do you build around a running game? It's just questions. And I'm sorry, Titans fans. It's been a rough going. But seriously, it is what losing to Geno Smith will do. What a terrible year for Geno Smith that he's having. They've been struggling with some, offensive issues as well. I mean, Jacoby Myers hasn't played up to what he was doing last year. Trey Tucker almost seems to be their number one option, which is crazy. Max Crosby is still a beast. He's still a stud. There's no way that they would ever let him go, but man, if I could get him on the Rams. Love his play style. Love the attitude. Also love Genty. Love to see that bowling ball bounce around. He continues to look good. All right. Like I said, it's going to be a quicker episode. Already done with the newsworthy games. Now we talk about the others. Aim for the bushes. Go watch The Other Guys. It's a great movie. Anyways, if you're in the others, again, do not be sorry. Be better. First and foremost, this is an honorable mention. I almost replaced it with the Titans Raiders. The Bears Commanders. I did watch this game with a bunch of people on Monday night. My neighbor's a Bears fan. I think I talked about that in a previous episode. It's a good mood in Chicago. It kind of seems like things are coming together. Maybe that offseason hope for once is worth something instead of just cratering like it has with Bears seasons last 3, 4. Anyways, Caleb did a good job in crunch time. Yes. That's why he drafted him. There were some clutch moments. It was in the rain. Jake Moody. Sorry for 49ers fans. But again, I was watching that game with a 49ers fan and he was like, Moody's can't hit this. He can't hit this kick. He can't hit this kick. He hit it. And honestly, good for him. Good for him. After getting cut by a team because you couldn't make a kick to winning a game in the final seconds, sweet. Love it. All right. Speaking of it's a three-game win streak for the Bears. The Commanders are hurt, but they are showing life, which I like. I do think these teams are very, very good. Comparisons to each other, I think they're exactly on that same kind of tier level. I do like Jaden Daniels a lot. The question about who you would take in the draft, if there was a redraft, well, I think it'd be Drake May. But Jaden or Caleb, I don't know. They're getting closer. All right. Speaking of an ugly game, though, the Broncos-Jets. We showed that to people in London. Hey, here's football. Is this good football? Yeah. Okay. I apologize for any of my impersonations. I may do them again. Anyways, 13-11. Oh my god, what is wrong with these teams? The Jets know how to lose games. They know how to do that. They do. I still don't think Justin Fields is the problem. He was having a rough day though. Broncos defense will be a rough defense for any passing game. But when it's the Jets passing game, it'll be even rougher. But on the flip side of it, Bo Nix, what's going on with him? I thought he had started to turn a corner for this season, but maybe it truly is the sophomore slump that a lot of us were worried about. How does Sean Payton get this team where it needs to be? This is an ugly win. Island games are weird. International games are weird. Maybe it's just a weird week. Turn it around. Both your teams. Get a win. Aaron Glenn, please, for the people in New York. I mean, if you go 0, he's 0-6 right now. If he goes 0-8, 0-10, coming into this year, I thought for sure he would have at least a 1-year leash and then get off season, help kind of build the team. But if he can't get a win, I don't know how much time he has. All right, another game. Cardinals Colts. Did the Cardinals look better without Kyler Murray? Also, hey, Battlefield 6 is out. Coincidence? Nah, I think not. No, he's injured. It's fun to think about, though, that he's just gaming. And he's just got the game on. And he's like, oh, hey, look, Marv just got a catch. Cool. Jacoby Brissett is capable, but if you leave him as your starter, defenses are going to start to pick him apart and take away all of his tendencies. Colts, I trust you. And I think that is one of the highest compliments that I can give to a football team. Out of all of the teams in the NFL right now, who do I trust? I trust the Colts. I don't trust the Patriots or the Bills. I don't trust the Steelers. I don't trust the Jags. I don't trust the Chargers, the Broncos. I may trust the Chiefs. I may trust the Chiefs. Okay, so Colts, Chiefs, I trust. Eagles? Nope. Packers? I can't say I do. Lions? Buccaneers? Maybe. In a slightly different way. I kind of trust the Buccaneers. And then anybody from the NFC West, maybe the Hawks, I trust. So that's what, 4 teams? Hawks, Bucs, Chiefs, Colts. Those are the teams that I trust. That's a big compliment. What does it mean to trust a team? It means that I know on Sunday you are going to be the version of you that I expect. I trust you to be that version. I don't trust the Falcons, for example, because they beat the Bills and then they lose 30-0 to the Panthers. How could I trust that? But the Colts, I trusted them to put up a good offensive showing, not to make boneheaded mistakes, control the ball, have a good game plan, and they did. And I think this was one of Arizona's best games, which is crazy because Kyler Murray wasn't even playing. But even against that, they were able to weather the storm, and they put the Cardinals down. Decent teams, I mean, honestly, at this point, contending teams are supposed to beat the teams that they are supposed to beat. Don't lose this game, like I've said many times before. Cardinals, is this the final season with Kyler Murray? You can't keep wasting Marvin Harrison Jr., or is it just a game plan for him? He still hasn't reached that potential of being, I mean, he's supposed to be better than Jamar Chase coming out of college. He just was. I'd love to see it. Love to see that development. Chargers, Dolphins. Let's talk about them. Chargers, Dolphins. Good game. Great game. The Stars played well. Devon A-Chain. Love it. Hey, what's that over there? It's a Lad McConkey sighting. Where's he been? That's great. He was getting pumped up. Lad McConkey finally gets a 100-yard game. Justin Herbert continues to be Hercules. And he is 100% keeping them afloat with all of the injuries that they've had to that offense. Their defense is absolutely the strong point, but they were still susceptible to Miami putting up 27 points, which can happen, especially in today's NFL, where a lot of the rules favor the offensive side of the ball. But more importantly, if they can make it through the stretch of missing Joe Alt, which he should be back maybe this week, maybe next week, and then eventually, get Omarion Hampton back. Kamani Vidal looked good, though. So he did look good, which is shocking because he was brought up from the practice squad, and he's going to be able to put up a 100-yard game. Crazy. But man, weather this storm, get through this part of the schedule, get some of your own linemen back. Chargers, the Chiefs are coming. That doesn't feel good for any Chargers fan. It doesn't feel good for any Chargers, Broncos, or Raiders fan. I'm so sorry. Just like playing against Tom Brady when you were a Bill, Dolphins, or Jets fan. Just 20 straight years, man. That's rough. All right, the Patriots and the Saints. The Patriots sit atop the AFC West. The AFC East, 6 weeks into the season, just like we all predicted. The top of the AFC right now is the Patriots, the Steelers, the Colts, and the Chargers. It's the mid-2000s, baby. We're back. It's Peyton Manning, it's Tom Brady, it's Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers. I love it. The NFL changes, it evolves over time. It's great, and people get hurt like Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. You hate to see it. The Patriots are fun. Like I was saying earlier, if there was a redraft of all those QBs last year, Drake May is probably going 1 overall. He looks legit. And yeah, it was against the Saints. Saints are pretty bad. Sure. However, they do show life, and they are competitive every single week. At least there's that. Speaking of QBs who are playing decent, Spencer Rattler, the Rat Man, which is funny because a rattler would eat a rat. Man, I like this team. Just get Travion Henderson going, can we please? What did he do to you, Mike Vrabel? He is better running back than Ramondre Stevenson by every metric, and he doesn't fumble. What did he do to you, Vrabel? What did he do to you? Oof. But on the flip side of it, for the trade deadline coming up, it's going to be a lot of the discussion. Alvin Kamara, he says he wants to stay there. It's not really up to you, man. It's not. Rashid Shaheed could be spicy for a lot of teams. Some team who needs a deep threat. The Rams, maybe? Anyways. The Browns-Steelers game. The Browns are bad. They're bad at football. The Steelers are not. Steelers have a good defense. Nate Hervig might be the best defensive rusher on their defense. Better than TJ Watt. He's that good. He is that good. And that might have been Rodgers' best game, too. What year is it? Cleveland just couldn't get anything going. I like Dylan Gabriel. I do. And I think I already said this. I like their rookie class so far. I liked Dylan Sampson. It's a little confusing taking Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins. Judkins does look like the lead, and I like the way he's looked. Dylan Gabriel's fun. He is fun. Who knew he was a lefty, by the way, a couple weeks ago? I am worried that it's going to be Shedeur Sanders in a couple weeks because of that offensive line. I do. I really do. But yeah, I mean, the Steelers, if they win one more game and the Ravens and the Bengals continue to lose, they're winning that division. I mean, I think they have like a 70% chance right now. And if they win one more game, it goes up to like 60%. Aaron Rodgers is going to be having a home playoff game. That's what he wants. It's definitely his last year. Has to be his last year, right? Right. All right. Cowboys, Panthers. Rico Dowdle. Oh my God. 183 rushing yards. It was the Rico Dowdle revenge game. They had Rico in the building, and they needed a run game. They said, let's bring in Javonte Williams, who's playing well. He is playing well. But he's not playing like Rico Mother Dowdle, like we all predicted. Patriots beating the Bills. Rico Dowdle, back-to-back 200 yards from scrimmage games. I mean, come on. But on the flip side of it, like the Cowboys are the 2024 Bengals. Amazing offense, powerhouses. They don't even have CeeDee Lamb back. George Pickens, 163 yards. Dak Prescott, MVP considerations. I mean, come on, guys. Bryce Young, Rico Dowdle, you lose that game. You know who I don't trust? The Cowboys. I trust their offense to put up points. I do not trust their defense. I don't think the Cowboys trust their defense. I don't think the Cowboys' defense trusts the Cowboys' defense. Fix it. Fix it. I don't care how, but fix it. Where my Hydro Bros at? All right, only 2 more games left from the others. I haven't talked about my team yet. Because, I mean, yeah, what a terrible game. I said it leading up to this game all week. The Rams and McVay famously played down to the level of their competition. Famously. And in the first half, I was just, I was like, don't lose this game, Rams. Don't lose this game. It's Cooper Rush, guys. I know Kevin, he would be right here. Well, it was really just bad luck. You know, there were things that happened. Cooper Rush ain't it, man. He ain't it. And they're on bye this week. They should be getting Lamar Jackson back the week after. Bring that offense back to life. Speaking of offenses not being brought back to life, how? Rams, 3-3 going into halftime against Cooper Rush. They put it together in the second half and got a couple touchdowns, but it's just, why? Why are you making your entire fan base feel that way? And it's so streaky. That's what it is. And the red zone offense has been terrible. Devontae Adams was supposed to come in and kind of help fix that. And then that's on top of us having one of the worst special teams units in the entire NFL. Another missed kick. What's going on? Hardy, I love your knuckleballs. It's one thing that we have as an advantage basically over the rest of the league besides the Panthers. Hey, good for you, Panthers. Good for you. But I would rather have clutch field goals. If the game comes down to a 40-yard field goal with 3 seconds left and we're down by 1, I don't feel good. I'm going to think that we're going to miss it until I see it go through. That's the point that I'm at. When we had Matt Gay, which Matt Gay's fallen off, but when we had Matt Gay in that playoff run, I was like, money. I know it. I know it is. And that's not here anymore. Kyron Williams looked good. So it was good. Puka Nacua got hurt. It's okay. He is day to day. If it was up to Puka, he would probably be playing this game coming up this week. But most likely they have the bye right after. So he's probably going to miss this week. They have the bye, and then he comes back strong. So nothing to like freak out about because he was on pace to basically be like the Triple Crown, depending on how, him and JSN go. But hopefully he comes back strong with no issues, and he doesn't have anything that could potentially re-injure it. Knock on wood. Last game, Bengals Green Bay. Could Joe Flacco pull off the impossible? Beating Green Bay in the first half of the NFL season with 2 different AFC North teams. No. Nope. No. Of course not. The Packers are better. There was a surge from the Bengals late in that game, but although at least it looked like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins were able to thrive a little bit more, which just means that it's like an operable offense, and at least, they'll be productive. At least there's that. Also, Green Bay could have put this game away quicker, I think. It just seems like they're kind of missing on some cylinders. If they were exactly who we thought they were, they are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook. Then it really would be, Jordan Love picking apart the defense on every single drive, which, he's missing Jaden Reed, I guess. But Matthew Golden showed a little bit more. That's really what they need, is a true number one receiver to step up. Josh Jacobs is still good. Their offensive line is still good. Their defense is still good. I would love for Parsons to get more sacks. Like, yeah, what he doesn't show up in the box score, but if you're paying him that much money, plus 2 first-round picks, I think it's okay to ask for the sacks too. I do. And I am biased because we had Aaron Donald and yada. He had a better pass rush win rate against double teams than the next highest person against single block. Anyways, all right, I'll stop talking Rams. As we get into week 7, time is but water slipping through the hand that tries to clench it. Let's go through the primetime game breakdown. First up, the Steelers at Bengals. Thursday night games are weird. I think it's pretty clear who I'm going to pick in this one, but the Bengals are going to be wearing their whiteout jerseys, I think, which are the best jerseys in the entire NFL. The white tiger. Sick. Can they confuse Aaron Rodgers? Probably not. No, probably not. It's in Cincinnati. They might be doing a whiteout, which could be fun if Bengals fans show up. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Flacco, man. The Thursday night football games have been fun. They've been great. Going from that Cards-Hawks game to the Rams-Niners game to the Eagles-Giants game, Steelers-Bengals. Man, could you imagine if this game had Joe Burrow, though? Man. Okay, how can the Bengals win? Joe Flacco understands the playbook now. The Steelers, this is a trap game. They're traveling on the road. They're not thinking too much about the Bengals, although I don't really believe that because Mike Tomlin's pissed at the Browns for trading away a starting QB to a division opponent, which rightfully so. That's dumb. That is dumb to do. Yeah, Thursday night games are weird. Division games are weird. Maybe the Aaron Rodgers, I think that's how they win this game. Aaron Rodgers has a letdown game. That's how they lose. He makes a couple dumb decisions. His age shows a little bit. Trey Hendrickson has himself a game. That's how they win this game. Jamar Chase takes a couple to the house. Boom. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't. I think the Steelers are just too good. I think they're going to choke the life out of the Bengals offense. And I think that's how it's going to go. I really do. The next island game. I guess I should say the island game breakdowns. Not just the primetime games, because we have an international game still in London. So typically the London games are in the hot toddy, Tottenham Stadium. Except for this one, the Jaguars. The Jaguars have basically been the London team, if you've been following the NFL, or if you haven't. Hey, the Jags are kind of known as the London team. And that's because they always play in London, and they always play in Wembley Stadium. So the Los Angeles Rams are traveling at Jacksonville. It's a Jacksonville home game, but it is going to be played at 6:30 a.m. on the Pacific time zone. They're going to be at Wembley Stadium in London, England. The Rams are 3.5-point favorites. No Puka Nacua. However, there's no Devin Lloyd on the other side. That's big. How are the Jaguars going to stop the Rams' running offense, which is really the key to unlocking the McVay offensive game plan? Will Devontae Adams step up? Will Jordan Whittington step up? He's the guy who plays that Puka Nacua role. But on the flip side, how will the Rams DBs stop Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr.? How will the Rams run defense stop Travis Etienne? That's probably the only part that I am confident against. They've been pretty good against the run all year. They're not good against mobile QBs who escape and go on the run. So that part scares me if Trevor Lawrence, stumbles a couple times and then runs in for a touchdown. Could happen again. Or if Brian Thomas Jr. is able to just big body Emmanuel Forbes and just keep getting first downs, and Chris Shula just plays soft off coverage. This one I do think is a toss-up. Island games are weird. I'm going to change this in the agenda right now. Island games. It's the island games breakdown. Island games are weird. International games are even weirder. It's an NFC team versus an AFC team. Both these teams should be good. Both of these teams are sitting at 4-2, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they are. The Rams are in a bloodbath in the NFC West right now with this 49ers, the Hawks, and the Rams all being 4-2. The Jags being 4-2, they need to win this game just so they can keep up with the Colts. They really, really do. It's a coin flip. I'll tell you who I pick when we do Super Parlay. All right, Sunday Night Football, the next Island game. Michael Penix Jr., Bijan Robinson, and Drake London travel to Santa Clara, San Francisco, Levi's Stadium to take on Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jet, Ricky Pearsall, Nick Boat, Kendrick Bourne, and the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, it's rough. What's crazy is the 49ers are favored. 49ers at this point of recording are favored by 2.5 points. I think that's wrong. I really do think that Fred Warner was a linchpin to what Kyle Shanahan wants to do with his game plans, what Robert Saleh wants to do with his game plans as defensive coordinator. And you need that against Bijan Robinson, especially because Fred Warner would be the one who would be shadowing him on a lot of plays. D. Winters is really good. He's not Fred Warner good, though. Fred Warner's a beast. He's a monster. And then, how are the 49ers going to prevent Drake London from having another 150-yard game? I don't know. How could they win this game? I've seen it. I have seen it. CMC takes every single dump-off pass. They average 5 yards a play, which is enough. And they drive down the fields. They make it monotonous. They keep the ball out of the Falcons' offense's hands. They shorten the game. And the defense does just enough. Maybe they make Penix have a couple mistakes, turnovers. Boom, 49ers win. Plus, they're at home. They have good fans. Maybe it's a little bit too loud. Maybe the Falcons are riding a little bit too high off of beating Josh Allen. And it's a letdown game. Island games are weird. That's a tough one to pick. I'm going Falcons. It's gotta be the Falcons, right? Falcons, help me trust you. Please, I want to trust you, Falcons. I do. I want to trust you. The Bucs at the Lions. The Monday night football. It's early Monday night. It might be game of the week, though. I think this is the last one. I really do. But the Monday night football early game. The Buccaneers are traveling to Ford Field, Detroit. Detroit's 5.5 point favorites. I think that's a little too steep for my liking. The Lions are going to come out angry. They're at home. They still have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They still have Jahmyr Gibbs. They still have David Montgomery. They still have Penei Sewell. They still have Aiden Hutchinson. But that secondary, like I was talking about, the Buccaneers, they might be getting Mike Evans back this week. That would be big. They don't have Emeka Egbuka, who I think would just feast in this game. They don't have Chris Godwin. They have Sterling Shepard. They have Tez Johnson. And they have Baker Mayfield. And they have Rachaad White. He looks really good with Bucky Irving being out. Rachaad White does look really, really good. And I do think that's going to be enough. I just don't know if the Lions offense is going to be able to keep up. They absolutely could. Absolutely. I think this is more of a coin flip instead of Detroit being 6-point favorites. I think it's more of a coin flip. Baker's got that juice. However, Detroit, this is an NFC versus NFC matchup. If it comes down to tiebreakers, this game matters. Especially if it comes down to strength of schedule and strength of wins. Beat the Bucs. Show them that you are the bullies in the NFC. Show that grit. Buccaneers might have a better offensive line. Blasphemy. I said it. Tristan Wirfs looks good. Giving you a run for your money. Penei Sewell. Spicy game. So what about the Monday Night Football late game? The late game. This starts at 7 p.m. Pacific. And it's the Texans going to Seattle. Are the Texans for real after their whooping of the Baltimore Ravens putting up 40 points? Or are they still broken? This is a good test. This is a good test against Mike McDonald's defense. If they have a good showing against this defense, then I'll jump on the bandwagon like, yes, this offense is fixed. We're good. No need to worry. Nico Collins is back. CJ Stroud back. Or they could put up, 6 points, which I could absolutely see happening with this Mike McDonald defense. Again, one of the most balanced teams in the NFL because of how good that defense has been playing, and it's steady. And that's the part that I trust. When I said earlier I might trust the Seahawks, I trust the defense. I really do. I trust the defense to put the clamps. How is this Seahawks offense going to be looking against Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, Derek Stingley? How's Derek Stingley going to do against JSN? I'm positive they're going to be moving JSN all over the field. Gosh, what was it? There was one wide receiver DB matchup where I think it was against the Rams when they had Jalen Ramsey, and literally they just kept moving the wide receiver back and forth behind the offensive line before the play started, and Jalen was shadowing him, and he just kept running back and forth like 3 times because again they knew like he's traveling with him, and it was just to get enough separation off the line where Jalen Ramsey was still catching up, and then get him out. JSN has the speed, but that would be a fun matchup. I get a little annoyed when it's like Caleb Williams is playing against Jaden Daniels. The QB matchup. Who's gonna come out on top? Because it's not. That's not what it is. What is a good matchup is Aiden Hutchinson going up against Tristan Wirfs or JSN going up against Derek Stingley. Sick. That's what I like watching. Those are the matchups I like watching. Or Fred Warner against Bijan Robinson. Man, I'm a Rams fan, and even I'm bummed for 49ers fans. That's how you know it's bad. All right. Those are the island games. Now we move to the main Sunday slate, where typically we pick 3 games each. I miss you, Kevin. I miss you. Of the games that we want to watch, and we kind of do like a draft order. I was going to pick first this week anyways, so let's run through it. I'll pick 6 games. I'm going to touch on them briefly. Like I said, it's going to be a shorter episode. I'm sorry. I'm just missing my producer, my other half, to bounce absurd takes back at me. Like Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott. Anyways, we've got New Orleans, Chicago, Miami, Cleveland, New England, Tennessee, Raiders, Kansas City, Eagles, Vikings, Carolina, New York, Denver, Indy, Chargers, Washington, Dallas, Green Bay, and the Cardinals. Out of that slate of games, what are the 6 that I want to watch? I think I've got 1 and 2 blocked. Let's talk about it. I think the Colts and the Chargers game is huge. I really do. Because like I was saying, if the Chargers are able to get out of this stretch where their offensive line is so hurt, and they're able to come away with wins, and they're able to keep the Chiefs at bay, that's big for their season. That is big for their season, especially if Hampton comes back and he's a stud like he started to look like, and he gives a little bit of juice. That'll be big. However, they're going up against the team I trust the most, the Colts. Chargers, you're going to have to play a perfect game to beat the Colts. What year is it? How great? The Patriots beating the Bills. They're atop the AFC East. The Colts. Patriots and Colts, huh? What year is it? Yeah, Colts. They're going to have a good defense. They're going to have a good defensive game plan. They're going to be coming after you, Justin Herbert. Leotu Latu. They're going to be coming after you. DeForest Buckner. Going to be coming after you, especially with that depleted offensive line. Good linebackers. And on the flip side of it, I think the strengths of both of these teams are the Colts offense and the Chargers defense. I think that's really going to be the matchup. Is Daniel Jones going to have a mistake-free game? Is Jonathan Taylor going to rush for over 100 yards? I think if that happens, the Colts win this game. I do. If they're able to shorten it and keep the ball out of Justin Herbert's hands, it's a coin flip game. Indianapolis is traveling to Los Angeles. The Chargers are favored by 1.5. That is as much of a coin flip as you can get, and I think it is rightfully deserved. All right, I said I had my number 2 locked in, and I do. I'm looking at my boy, Big Blue, with you, Scatterboo. That's right. The New York Giants are traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos. Man, no respect for my Giants. 7.5 point favorites are the Broncos. I don't think that's right. After the offense that we just saw go up against the Jets, yes, it was an island game. Yes, it was in London. Yes, they're weird. But man, the Giants just beat the defending Super Bowl champs. Broncos have a better pass defense. They might have a better rush as well. Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo, protect your body. Protect your body. The Broncos should win this game. The Eagles should have won the last game too. There's just something about the Giants. Hey, guys, Brian Dable, stay out of the blue tent. And I'm not just talking about you getting hurt. If Jackson Dart gets hurt, let him be evaluated fairly. Don't intervene, you crazy people. But that's what I like about them, is they fit New York. They do. Hey, my guy's hurt. I'm going to go check on him in the tent. What's the problem? He's my guy. I'm just talking. I'm talking it. It's fine. I'm not allowed to talk? No, you're not. No, you are not. Because if it was up to Jackson Dart and he had 3 concussions back to back, you'd say, I can play. I can still play. Who am I throwing to? And Scadaboo would just be in the background. That's just Scadaboo. He's like that. Don't worry about that. Is he like this forever now? I feel bad. The Juggernaut. Bo Nix. Man, they're going to be coming after you. The Giants' pass rush is for real. It is. And Bo Nix, I don't trust you right now. I do trust you against this Giants pass defense, the secondary. But when you have a good defensive line like that, it makes you speed up. And the decision making has been lacking from you, Bo Nix. So let's see it, Peyton. What are you going to cook? Do you deserve that 8-point line? I don't think so. I'm still going to pick them. That's the smart choice. I do think they're the better team. I'm sorry, Big Blue. All right, now we're going to get down to it, though. No, I got 3 locked in. I know who I want to watch. Speaking of the NFC East, the Commanders are traveling to Dallas to take on the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are the 2024 Bengals. And you know who deserves an offensive showing? Bill. Bill. Let him fly, man. I don't know why they don't use him more. Get him out in space, get him in the screen games, get him on the hitches. Just let him run wild. Because I think he's got it. Zach Ertz, Terry McLaurin's maybe coming back for this game. That would be huge. I think Jaden Daniels is going to run all over this defense. On the flip side, I think the Cowboys are going to be able to take advantage of the Commanders' defense. TD's practicing on Wednesday. That's big. I don't know if he's going to be back fully this week. Definitely next week. That's big, though, because how do you stop this Cowboys offense when it's CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Javonte Williams? Speaking of trios, Dak, CeeDee, Javonte. Speaking of trios, Jaden, Bill, Harry. That's what it's supposed to be. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a lot of points. My God, the over-under's at 55. Vegas agrees with me. 55.5. God damn. It's very, very rare for Vegas to think that both teams are going to score 25 plus. That's big. I don't think there's any game. Okay. Bucs Lions game, the over-under is at 52.5. Fair. No other games at 50 though. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of offense. If you're able to put some bet on 20 plus, each team is gonna score 20 plus, I would take that bet. 100%. All right. So those would be my first 3 picks of games I want to watch. Kevin, am I going crazy? Or is it the world who's crazy? We're getting down to it. All right. I like the Green Bay Arizona game. I like the Panthers Jets is spicy. What would a Kevin pick be? I can't do it. He would pick Dolphins Browns. I'm not going to do it quite yet. I can't do it yet. You know what I am going to pick though? I am going to pick the Eagles going to Minnesota. The Eagles are traveling to Minnesota. It's going to be 10 a.m. on Fox. U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis. And the Eagles are favored by 1.5 points. Don't lose this game, Eagles. Nick Sirianni's butt is on the line. I'll be calling for it next week. If they lose this game to Carson Wentz. J.J. McCarthy might be healthy. He might be a healthy scratch. I don't think they would say it. They shouldn't say it if he's healthy. And not a scratch, but the backup, And Carson Wentz might give him a better opportunity to win the game. And that's okay. But if you're the Vikings, you would say, no, J.J. McCarthy isn't ready to go yet. That's what you should say. It will be wild if we find out later that he was ready to go. On the flip side, Eagles offense against Brian Flores. I don't expect this to be the week that they turn it around. I do expect them to show more life because if you can't start getting it together, then it's over. It is over. Blood in the water. Teams are smelling blood in the water. They are circling you, Philadelphia. What are you going to do about it? You going to trade A.J. Brown? Yeah. You going to let Jalen Hurts just throw for 50 times in a game? What are you going to do? Vikings, get Justin Jefferson involved. Get a few bombs to Jordan Addison. You got this. It's fine. You got this. They may still be missing key pieces of the defense. It's a coin flip. I'll leave that pick for the super parlay as well. All right, pick number 5. We still got Green Bay, Arizona. I like that one. Panthers, Jets, Titans, Patriots. Could be spicy. I gotta go Packers. They're coming off a bye. We haven't seen them in a couple weeks. Oh, we saw them, but they're not who they're supposed to be. And this Cardinals team, what are you? Kyler Murray may be practicing. They may get him back for this week. But does that put you in a better spot? Does it? And yes, I said earlier they're coming off a bye. They played Joe Flacco and the Bengals. Like I said, who are you? Are you going to be able to get some sacks on Jacoby Brissett? You should. You better. You're traveling to Arizona, State Farm Stadium, Tosta. I've been there many times living in Vegas. I was able to just drive over and get super cheap tickets. The tickets for this are $96. That's expensive for Cardinals tickets. The Commanders going to Dallas, that's $22. What are you doing, Cowboys fans? Where are you at? This team's fun. Where are you at? Anyways, Green Bay are 6.5-point favorites, rightfully so. The Cardinals are missing a bunch of DBs, and the Packers got a bunch of wide receivers. I don't trust the Cardinals. They don't look good. Packers are a tier above. But what is so interesting about this game is this could be a tipping point for the Cardinals. If they lose and they're 2-5, how's Jonathan Gannon feeling? You know? How's his butt feeling in the hot butt rankings? And if somehow they win this game, who are the Green Bay Packers? Nobody's going to be trusting them in the NFC North. The Bears look decent. Lions are the Lions. And the Vikings, Packers, are you going to beat the Vikings? That's where we'll be at. If you win this game, it'll hush all of that up. Don't lose this game. All right, my last pick, I'm going to go a little spicy. Panthers, Jets. Maybe that's my Kevin pick. Panthers, Jets. You got it, K-Dawg. All right, Panthers, Jets. Rico Dottle. Do it. Get the hat trick. Do it. Go for 200 scrimmage yards. Yes. We will all be freaking out. You're going to be the first overall fantasy pick next year. I'm here for it. We're well over an hour now into the recording. I'm allowed to go crazy. No, I love it. Aaron Glenn, get a win. Okay? You can do it. It's the Panthers. Panthers are one of the funner stories in the NFL right now. Bryce Young looks decent. Tet McMillan looks fun. Xavier Legette looks like he's coming back. The Jets, a factory of sadness. Is Garrett Wilson going to want out? Is Sauce Gardner going to want out? He hasn't really been playing up to his pedigree when he was first drafted after that first good year. Is Aaron Glenn going to be forced out? Is Breece Hall a trade target? There were rumors that the Chargers were going to get Breece Hall. It's a little spicy. Not great for who I think Omarion Hampton can be, but, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting, the outcome of this game. The Panthers are currently 3-3. What year is it? Could you imagine the Panthers have a winning record? Somebody told you that before the season started? 4-3? Cool. I dig it. I like it a lot. They have the same amount of wins as the Falcons. They whooped the Falcons. Man, what was that game? Falcons are going to be remembering that all year. Especially if it comes down to a wild card spot and they're battling against the Panthers. And then they have to think, way back when, it's when they got blown out by the Panthers. That's why you don't lose that game. Don't lose this game. All right, let's talk about the others, and then we'll end with the Gridiron Guarantee. I'll talk to you about that in a little bit. And then the super fast Super Parlay. All right, the others. I wanted to pick this game. Saints, Bears. Caleb Williams, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep showing improvements week over week. The NFC North is, as we all predicted, a bloodbath. Every single team has a winning record. Bears are in last place at 3-2. Damn. That's rough, buddy. But no, they showed promise, and they should win this game. The Saints are going to Soldier Field on Sunday morning. The Bears are 4.5-point favorites. Okay, getting a little bit of respect. How's Rattler going to do outside of the dome? How's Rashid Shaheed going to do? I could absolutely see some broken coverages. However, the Bears' defense has been turnover machines. I could see them absolutely getting a couple interceptions or a couple forced fumbles. Fun game. I didn't talk about Miami at Cleveland. Two lefties. Hey, we got the lefty showdown. But will this be a good showcasing for the lefties or a bad showcasing for the lefties? Or maybe one half of the lefties has a good game. Tua to Jalen Waddle. I think right now the Dolphins are the better team. I do. I don't trust either of these teams. I think both of these teams are terrible. But if I had to pick, which I do, because that's part of this podcast, is I would pick the Dolphins. I like the Browns defense. I really do. They are at home. The Browns are 2.5-point favorites. I'm picking the Dolphins, man. I can see them winning this game. Get a win before it starts getting cold. Really cold, I should say. It's already getting cold. And I just don't think the Browns have it yet. I like Dylan Gabriel. I like Quinshon Judkins. I like Dylan Sampson. I like Harold Fannin. I saw that drop last week, Harold. I feel like that name doesn't fit him. but Harold Fannin does. Like, when you say the whole thing. Anyways, I didn't talk about Patriots Tennessee. I wanted to. I wanted to just pick my pet team, the Patriots. I wanted to pick Drake May, the savior. The savior of the Patriots. They had to go so long without a franchise QB. Mistake. It's just too perfectly medium rare. Suffering from success. Yeah, the Patriots are traveling to Tennessee. They are 6.5-point favorites, I think rightfully so. Vrabel, revenge game. I don't think the Titans get the bump from getting an interim head coach. I think the defense is going to be too good for Cam Ward and this offense that's lacking an identity. And I think Drake May is going to be able to pick apart the defense. I do. Please get Travion involved. Mike, hey, I'm talking directly to you, Mike. You play Trey. Play Trey. Alright. Anywho, Raiders. The Raiders. Football is an autumn wind. The Raiders are traveling to Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites against a division rival. Uh-oh, the Chiefs are back. Uh-oh. The Chiefs are going to win this game. They're going to be 4-3. Yeah, we're going to have to deal with the Chiefs in the playoffs. Yeah, he is. Can I bet on that? I bet I can. Geno Smith, anytime interception. How long does he get? How long does he get before Pete Carroll says, I was wrong? Who are your QBs? Kenny Pickett. Yeah, it's rough. Throw him in there. Aiden O'Connell's on IR. When did that happen? Throw Kenny Pickett in there. Let's see how he does. Could he be worse? Probably not, if I'm being honest. Probably not. Rashee Rice is back. What are the Raiders going to do? Max Crosby's going to have like 6 sacks himself. And 3 of those have to be forced, like strip sacks. Return for touchdown. Ashton Genty has to take 2 screens, 70 yards. If they do, they win that game. I said it. All right. What are the games that are on here? I talked Philly, Minnesota. I talked Panthers, Jets. I talked Giants, Broncos. I talked Colts, Chargers. I talked Commanders, Cowboys. I talked Packers, Cardinals. Boom. Week 7. Book it. I'm excited. Are you excited? My son has a swim meet on Sunday. I'm not going to be able to watch football. I will, like I do every week, watch the condensed games where they take out all of the fluff. It's just play. I do that for all the games, but I won't be able to watch Red Zone Live or anything with other screens up, which I really enjoy that part of it. I like that vibe, where you're getting things live. You hop onto social media, you see what people are saying instantly. You get those hot takes that are terrible. They're always terrible. Oh, it's 3-3. Fire Sean McVay. What are you talking about? Did you live through Jeff Fisher? Did you live through Steve Spagnuolo? No, and it shows. All right, new segment. Well, it was our Survivor pick. It was our zombie Survivor pick. Last week, it was the Stake Our Claim pick. I didn't think that worked. New name, the Gridiron Guarantee. That's right. It's basically who we are staking our claim on. This team will win, and we're going to stand by it. At the end of the season, whoever has the best record, there will be some kind of bet. Kevin is getting me a Puka jersey. I'll wear it when it arrives. For whoever lost the zombie survivor pick, I should just say. But this one, a new bet for the end of the season because we're going to be tracking records. The first week that we had this was last week, and I picked the Bucs, who did beat the 49ers, and Kevin picked the Chargers, who did beat the Dolphins. So the rule for this one is, I can't pick the Chiefs to beat the Raiders. That's not fun. It's just not fun. What's the point in that? So for when you make this pick, we can't pick the same team, and we have to pick a game where the odds at time of recording are at or less than 3.5 points. So if they're a 4.5 point favorite, you can't pick them. 3.5, you get into that kind of coin flip range. So my pick for this week, I thought I had it. I did. I thought I had it. How much do I trust the Colts? The Chargers are 1.5 point favorites. How much do I trust the Colts? I like the Chargers more. I have more fun watching the Chargers. But who do I trust to put a good game plan together? Do I trust the Falcons over the 49ers? The Falcons who just beat the Bills. Come on. You trust them. I mean, San Francisco's favored by 2.5. How is that happening? They just lost Fred Warner. Go ahead, pick the Falcons. It's fine. Sunday Night Football. Ooh, it'll be fun. You know what? It'll feel extra good if I pick the Falcons on Sunday Night Football as my Gridiron Guarantee Falcons. I would have picked first this week anyways. However, Kevin, he is sick. Get better, my homie. He already sent me his pick. And, you know, I feel for him. He can't get away. He just can't, because he's picking the former America's team, because the Lions are America's team right now. The former America's team. He is picking the Dallas Cowboys, who are facing the Washington Commanders. And that's right, we're both picking dogs. The Commanders are favored by 1.5. The 49ers are favored by 2.5. We're dog pickers this week. The Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to hurt you again, Kevin. I can feel it. I can feel it, my man. I really can. All right. Kevin's not here with his BetMGM app. I'm sure we will be betting $1 to win $2,000 or whatever it is. It's a lottery ticket. This super fast Super Parlay. But, you know, what if we win? What if we hit it? We could. There's a chance. Crazier things have happened. Maybe this is it. Kevin's not here to make me do his force where I pick against 2 of the picks that I had. We'll see if it works out. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Super fast. Welcome to the Gridiron Thunder Super Fast Super Parlay. Let's get going. Pittsburgh Steelers at Cincinnati Bengals. The Steelers. The Los Angeles Rams at Jacksonville Jaguars. Because of Devin Lloyd being out, I'm picking the Rams. The New Orleans Saints at Chicago Bears. I'm picking the Chicago Bears. Bears. Miami Dolphins at Cleveland. Miami is the underdog. I'm taking the dog. The Dolphins. Patriots at Tennessee. Patriots. Raiders at Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. Philadelphia Eagles at Minnesota. This is one that I left for later. I'm still making up my mind as I speak. And as I'm speaking, I'm thinking the Eagles. Carolina Panthers at New York Jets. Keep it rolling, Rico Dottle. Let's go, Panthers. The New York Giants at the Denver Broncos. It's the Broncos. This could be the one to lose the parlay, though. Ooh, dart. Ooh, scattaboo. The Colts at the Chargers. It's the Colts. Again, the Dogs. Not right in my book. The Commanders at the Cowboys. I'm going against my Gridiron co-host. I'm not picking the Cowboys. I know how much they've hurt their fans. I know what an abusive relationship looks like. Packers at Cardinals. Packers. Don't lose that game. Falcons at 49ers. It's my Gridiron Guarantee. How could I change it now? Get that dirty bird on. The Buccaneers at the Lions. I think the Lions secondary is just too hurt. It's the Bucs, baby. Baker ball. Keep on rolling. And the Texans and the Hawks. I trust the Hawks too much. I just do. And there you have it. The Gridiron Thunder Super Fast Super Parlay. Maybe it'll hit. It probably won't. What did I get wrong? Tell me in the comments. Hate on me. Tell me I suck. All of it's good for the algorithm. Like, comment, subscribe. Hey, welcome back. You know, all that basic stuff. Ring the bell. I still don't know what that means. I think I think you get subscriptions, like your subscription feed on YouTube. But sometimes YouTube won't show you unless you ring the bell. Which, come on, Google. Google owns YouTube. Like, why? Anyways, I could rant about social media. But here I am. I just wanted to talk football with my bud. My bud's sick. But I hope you still had a good time. Hope. We all have it. I hope it's a good week. I hope you have a good weekend. From Gridiron Thunder, I've been Thor. Until next time.